Welcome to In Focus with your host, me, Antonio Sayan, the show that brings you up close and personal with the stars shaping today's entertainment. In this episode, I sat down with charismatic actor Clive Standen, best known for his gripping performances in Vikings and Taken, and his latest role in the thriller Clear Cut, alongside actor Alec Baldwin. Let's dive in. Clive portrays Jack, a logger, forced to confront a dangerous past amidst the unforgiving beauty of the Pacific Northwest. Join us as we delve into the secrets of Clear Cut with Clive Standen himself. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm in Paris right now. So I found myself in
Wow.
Paris just before the Olympics starts. So it's manic and crazy, but it's a beautiful city.
Must be exciting. Clive, you are known for your acclaimed performances in Vikings and Taken, the television series. You star in Clear Cut as Jack, a man seeking a fresh start in the Pacific Northwest. However, Jack's past catches up to him in this unforgiving wilderness, forcing him to fight for survival and redemption. Clear Cut is an action packed thriller. Without giving too much away, can you tell us a bit about the dangers Jack faces in the film?
It's a tough one not to give anything away because we have some big twists in this movie. But it's about a guy, Jack, as you said, he starts his first day as a logger in the Oregon wilderness. And he's what Alec Baldwin's character calls a greenhorn. He's very naive. He doesn't know what he's doing. And something's not quite right here, but very quickly into the film, he finds a meth camp with people, drug dealers making meth, selling drugs, and he finds a big stash of money and decides that no one's looking, he should run with it. And then the plot thickens, as you can probably guess. A lot of people start chasing him. He gets beaten to a pulp. He starts running through the forest, falling down cliffs, wading through rivers to try and escape these guys, but they're at every turn. And then some major twists happen, and you find a lot more about Jack as the film goes on. But it's a roller coaster of a movie. It's full of action, it's full of twists. It crosses the genres of thriller and horror and action all in one.
Yeah, which makes it exciting. I love the film. The film boasts an impressive cast. What was it like working with actors like Alec Baldwin, Tom Welling, and Stephen Duff?
It was great. It's fantastic. Alec is an absolute gentleman on set. He was going through quite a lot when we were filming, as people can probably gather. But great standing toe to toe with that guy. What a fantastic actor, very giving actor, very generous. Really enjoyed myself. Tom Welling, Superman by character, Superman by nature. He plays a bad guy in this, but he's such a lovely man in real life. But we had a moment on set where we were in the middle of a fight scene with a live car, a truck, and during the fight, the truck was accidentally put into reverse. And my legs were underneath the front wheels as it started to reverse back. And in the middle of the fight, I had Tom Welling just grab me by the scruff of the neck and pull me from underneath the car. And I was like, wow, I think I was just saved by Superman. So yeah, I probably wouldn't have one of my legs if it wasn't for him. Thank God he was around.
Thank God. Yeah. Now, Jack seems to have a past. How does his past come back to haunt him? And how did you end up in the woods?
I'm not sure I can tell you that unless you've seen the film already. That would give away too much of the plot. But Jack is not everything that you think he is at the beginning of the movie, and he has a reason to be in those woods. He's not just a greenhorn logger, yeah, trying to make do with this new working class job that he's got. He has specific reasons for getting lost in the wilderness.
So the film takes place in a beautiful yet dangerous environment. Did filming on location add to the realism of the film?
Yeah, it was pretty crazy, and I did all the stunts myself in this movie, so I really was in nature. I was falling down cliffs, wading through the rivers myself, coming up against black bears, which was a real story too. We had a scene where three of the actors were in a fight, and they were covered in fake blood, which is actually made of like sugar syrup. So they must have just looked like one big candy bar to a black bear. But yeah, I was coming around the corner and there was this black bear just climbing up a tree, and you're like, whoa, okay, this is where we're filming. We really we're in the middle of the woods. But it was incredible. It was Vancouver Island, and you can't beat filming in that kind of location. Like getting lost What does Alec Baldwin say in the film? You get lost in nature and you might possibly die. But luckily, we weren't that lost.
Yeah, so the film is set in the stunning Pacific Northwest, a region known for its natural beauty. Did working on the film raise your awareness of environmental issues surrounding logging practices?
Not necessarily logging practices. It's definitely one of the most dangerous jobs in the world. That goes without saying. I don't think you need to get up close and personal to a chainsaw to know how dangerous they are. We had a tree felling scene where, all the crew had to get so far back because it's so unpredictable how these trees fall. But when it comes to nature, it's just such a beautiful place to film. We'd have orcas in the bay, like I said, black bears, elk, moose, deer on set nearly every day. It was just so beautiful to see. Um, the country of Canada protect their wilderness and their wildlife, and we were filming on First Nations land as well, and they were just fantastic about when it came to the animals and in their care. But I'm a big, passionate conservationist when it comes to that. Anyway, I'm an ambassador for the charity Sea Shepherd, so it was really nice to see, you know.
Wow.
And I think Canada do a good job of trying to keep stuff untouched and keep things alive and not letting too many trees get cut down.
Yeah, yeah. Now you come from a strong theater background. How did your experience on stage prepare you for film and television?
I don't know. It's a tough one, that. There's a difference between acting on stage and on television, but it was more, I went to one of the best drama schools, I think, in the world, definitely the oldest, the London Academy of Music and Dramatic Art, LAMDA. And the teachers there are so great. I went there from the age of 19, 4 years, and they give you like a toolbox of tricks, and you use what works for you and you conveniently forget the rest, and you end up with a lot of different skills. I love theatre. It's an incredible art form and you can't really beat it, having a live performance every night and how different it is each time. But I also love what comes from filming a television show, or a film, where it comes from take to take and you'll never get that take back again. And then once you finish, it goes over to the editor and the director to play around and they change your performance. So it becomes a different beast. So that's the thing I had to get used to. Whereas you're really very much in the driving seat when you're on theatre. There's no one else that can touch you. You're in control of that performance, but you can give a beautiful performance at television and it can be ruined by a bad director
Sure.
or an editor.
Here, it's a small world because the London Academy of Music and Dramatic Art, I actually auditioned a lot of your actors for the last 12 years, I think. They used to come to New York a lot, and I was part of Actors Connection, and I used to go. They used to invite me. To this day, they still, and I look at a lot of the actors showcase online. So I watch them, and then if I see anybody great, I have a lot of friends that are casting directors, so and I send them to those people. The school is fantastic, and I was recommended a long time ago. It's a beautiful school, so congratulations on being there, because that explains why you're so good at what you do. Because, like you said, they give the actors a toolbox of just great knowledge.
It's a very different how we learn acting in Britain as opposed to the States. We have a very established drama schools where you have maybe 20, 30 different teachers, and then you have guest teachers that come in. Brian Cox, the incredible actor in Succession, taught me for a year at drama school, and I came in and out in between jobs. He's a patron of the school, and we have so many different teachers. You can learn from some, and then some people's techniques that don't work for you. So it's not that they're not the bad teachers. It's just their technique doesn't necessarily work for you, but it works for someone else. And in America, definitely in Los Angeles anyway, there's more of a trend for having an acting coach. And I find that very difficult to comprehend, because if your acting coach happens to act and teach the way that really is accessible to you, that's great. But it doesn't necessarily mean that the way that they teach is going to work for you. It's sometimes square peg, circle hole. And I think it's important to have a lot of different teachers and pick up a lot of different skills from different people. The more people you hang out with, the more art forms you learn, whether it be just straight acting, dance, mask work, animal work, whatever it is, the better you can become a more well-rounded actor.
Now, you've tackled various genres throughout your career. Is there any specific genres you like to explore further?
And that's a good question. I'm always a sucker for history. I love history, and I really would love to go back and do a pirate show. I have got to get that out of my system at some point. Not Pirates of the Caribbean, like real pirates. Port Royal, the gangsters of the sea. There were privateers that were just given a piece of paper and they were no different than a pirate, but they were sent to kill the pirates. And I think we've seen a show like that that's got really gritty, like Boardwalk Empire meets Pirates of the Caribbean. That's a show I'd like to be in.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what are your excitement about for the release of Clear Cut?
I'm just excited again to someone to see a little bit different, an independent film. I think it's got a great story. It's got some really good action in it, and it hopefully can compete with some of these films that cost multi-million-dollar franchises and things, which seems to be taking over the market at the moment. It's nice to actually have an indie film that can compete because it's all about script. And I think it's an everyman story. It's about a man who has a fire in his belly, gets back up. It literally feels like he's got the whole world against him, but for whatever reason, which I can't tell you, keeps him getting back up. You'll have to put a bullet in his head to stop this man.
Now, you were in Viking and Taken, the television series. What do you enjoy most about portraying complex characters?
I don't know, maybe I'm a glutton for punishment. I go into acting to draw attention away from myself as opposed to towards myself. So I think I really enjoy stepping away from Clive and really getting in touch with a complex character and really exploring what that is. And that's what it is, right? It's really exploring the human condition. I don't know, maybe I just get bored of playing myself every day. So I really want to go to the extremes and do somebody else. But yeah, I suppose that's what it is. It really is someone that's got passion and someone I can really get my teeth into.
Well, you did a great job in this film and all the things that I've watched you. You're just fantastic. So I congratulate you in your performance in this film. I was going to say good luck in the film, but you know what? The film speaks for itself. I loved it. There's nothing negative. The action sequence was just fantastic. The visual in the entire movie was just fabulous. And Alec Baldwin was great. All the actors, great chemistry. Have a wonderful day and thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Check out the official trailer to his film, Clear Cut, pinned to the comments below. Let me know if you have seen the film Clear Cut and let me know your thoughts.